Greetings, everybody. How's everybody doing today? This article comes from Anti-News Network. Media continues to deny Fukushima threat as dying Navy sailors sue for $1 billion over radiation. Now this came out June 25th, 2017. A federal appeals court has ruled that members of the U.S. Navy can now, in a U.S. court, pursue their lawsuit, which alleges that they were exposed to radiation while providing aid after the nuclear crisis in Fukushima. Excuse me. On Thursday, the U.S. Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in San Francisco ruled in favor of the sailors who were exposed to dangerous levels of radiation while providing humanitarian aid after an earthquake destroyed the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant in Japan. I'm going to throw something in there. That we know that they have the technology to create earthquakes. And there is a rumor, which I believe, is that Israel was responsible and blew up the Daiichi nuclear power plant. Because, Israel and USA kind of have this thingy. And Israel also was in charge of security of that power plant. The ruling allows sailors who were aboard the ship at the time to pursue their lawsuit against the state-owned Tokyo Electric Power Company. That's right, TEPCO. For misrepresented, of course, radiation levels in the surrounding air and water. The lawsuit alleges that TEPCO misled them, which they did, about the extent of the radiation leak. An investigation into the incident found that TEPCO did not take proper precautions to prevent the incident and described the meltdown as a man-made disaster. Well, I would agree with that. Absolutely. TEPCO later admitted the meltdown could have been avoided. Wow. But they allowed it to happen. Kind of sounds very suspicious to me. Kind of like I was saying, I know Israel was involved in this. And we all know, if any of you have been following my channel for any length of time, you will know the technology that they have. And yes, they can create earthquakes of all magnitudes. They can create tidal waves by using underwater explosives. Yes, that's how deceptive and evil these creeps are. Anyways, so TEPCO admitted the meltdown could have been avoided. Looks like TEPCO's gonna have to put out some big bucks for those people that they killed or dying. And the Japanese government set up a nuclear damage claim dispute resolution center to deal with all the claims against TEPCO. So far, a total of 58. Wow. total of $58 billion has been paid out to victims of the disaster. So, there is an admittance of guilt right here. This is all an admission of guilt. TEPCO so far, a total of $58 billion has been paid out to victims of the disaster. If they were innocent, they would not have paid out this money. Oh, but however, TEPCO asked the courts to dismiss the case from the U.S. sailors under the firefighters rule, which states that first responders cannot sue those who caused the emergency. Let me look up what firefighters rule is. Hold on. Let me move this over. Okay. The fireman's rule, also known as the professional rescuer's rule, is a common law or statutory restriction on tort actions by public safety officials. Anyways, it gives them a free pass to do whatever the hell they want. Up to 75,000 U.S. citizens could have been affected by the meltdown. Yeah. You know, how about all of us people out here on the West Coast? You know? We're TEPCO already admitted their guilt. So, I believe that this lawsuit needs to go way beyond the sailors' lawsuit. Alright? Okay, so... Up to 75,000 U.S. citizens have been affected by the meltdown, according to former Democratic Senator and presidential candidate John Edwards, who's presenting the case in court. These members of the United States Navy deserve their day in court, as well as the rest of the people who have been affected by the Fukushima meltdown, which earlier in this article said could have been prevented. I'm sorry, I haven't had enough coffee today. So these American heroes served the United States and were innocent victims in a nuclear disaster that never should have happened. This case has broad U.S. interests, both because of our nation's long-standing relationship with Japan. I don't know. I don't like Japan's products, and I usually try to avoid their products. Sorry, I digress. And because plaintiffs in this case are members of the U.S. military harmed while on a humanitarian mission. The sailors continue to suffer from blindness, thyroid cancer, leukemia, and brain tumors. Okay. Attorneys are seeking $1 billion in damages from TEPCO and several other defendants, including General Electric, Yay, Ebasco, Toshiba Corp, and Hitachi. I guess that's it. Anyway, I guess that's some good news. Alright? Exposing one truth at a time. And I am pretty happy that TEPCO is on the chopping block. Alright, everybody, have a wonderful day, and until next time, Take care. Peace and love.